Today's video, we are going to explore medication management in the setting of mild cognitive impairment and mild dementia. Did you know that it is estimated that about 10% of all hospitalizations and about 23% of skilled nursing admissions are the direct results of people taking their medication incorrectly? How many of you have wondered if your parent who has dementia is taking their medication correctly? How many of you have wondered how often they might actually be making medication errors that you don't know about, and whether or not it is actually time to intervene? Let me ask you a question. If somebody is having difficulty remembering and they're managing their own medication, how can you be 100% sure that they are actually either A, remembering to take their medication as prescribed, or B, that they forgot to take their medication and are taking it again, or C, that they're taking their medication correctly? Let me tell you a story about how I figured out that my parents needed help with their medications. In December 2021, my dad got sick and ended up in the hospital. This was around Christmas, and my sister and her husband were staying with my parents over the Christmas break. So as my dad was in the hospital, my sister watched my mom with her medications, since my dad had always been supervising my mother. And that was when I realized that my mom was not taking her medication correctly. She was overdosing on some medications and underdosing on some other medications, including her blood thinners, which could have put her in the hospital. This opened my eyes. Hi, my name is Lizette, and I am a dementia coach and a dementia consultant. And in today's video, we are exploring and talking about medication management when a parent has mild dementia or mild cognitive impairment. Medication management can vary significantly from very low-tech to high-tech solutions. Today's video, I'm going to show you my low-tech strategy for helping my parents manage their medications with distant supervision and distant assistance. I use medication boxes, and I am using those because right now, with the visual reminders, once my parents' medication is set up, they can still take them without making errors. Let me show you my technique. So my mother takes medication 3 times a day, so I have a medication dispenser with 4 different times: morning, noon, evening, and bedtime. My dad only takes medication twice a day, so I have a morning and evening medication dispenser for him. I got 2 medication bags so that I could keep their medications separated out. I just used simple duct tape on the handles so I would always know whose medication is whose. I'm going to start with my mother's medication, and I'm just going to show you my way of doing it. There are multiple different ways people do things, but this was what my sister started, and so I've just kind of kept up with it. My mom's medication, she has some prescribed medications, and then she has some not prescribed medications. What I did is I put numbers on the medications, and I line them up by number. So this one's number 2, 1. It helps me so that I can remember when to actually get her medications refilled. It just keeps me on track. So the first thing I do is I line up all her medications on the table, and I put them in an order of 1 to 8. So my mom takes 8 prescribed medications. Then I open up the medication dispensers so that I can just put in the medication as needed. After that, I start to dispense the medication into the box. I try to make sure that I am uninterrupted, because what I noticed was initially I did this at my mom and dad's house because they wanted to be involved. The problem was then I was making errors. So what I did is I took the medication out of their house, and now I keep it at my house so that I can make sure that my parents' medication is set up without me being distracted. So her first medication is one time by mouth daily. So she only has 2 pills, which means I take her medicine tomorrow, which means I'm going to put it in for Monday because she already has Sundays, and Tuesday, and I'm going to refill this medication this week. The second medication she takes twice a week, twice a day. Whoops, morning and evening. So I'm going to put them in morning and evening. I threw out too many today. Don't normally do that, but for sake of the video, I did. So this is her morning and evening medication. Then I put it back in her box. The third medication is twice a day, morning and evening, not bedtime, evening. So evening would be around supper time or dinner. There we go. Morning and evening. This time is once a day. So a second medication that needs to be refilled. So I'll put them aside. So now I know on Wednesday, I need to go back to my mom and dad's and make sure that the rest of her medication is dispensed correctly. Part of the reason that this happens is because of her medication not all being refilled at the same time per month. We are working with the pharmacy. The pharmacies typically have a way of being able to coordinate when medications are dispensed. However, right now for my mom, we do not have them all lined up at the same time. So I now make a mental note to myself, when this video is done, I will refill these 2 medications and pick them up on Monday. And then I will go to their house and I will dispense them out for the rest of the week. Her next medication is 1 time a day. So we're going to put it in 1 time a day. This way I can keep control of making sure that I, as the care provider, care partner in my mom and dad's journey, that I can schedule the medication pickup at the time when it suits me and not when life just happens to me. So that way I can assume control. This medicine is twice a day. So we're going to go morning, and there was 2 in there. So let's take 1 out, morning and evening, morning and evening, morning and evening, morning and evening, morning and there we go. And 2 more, morning and evening. Do 1 medication at a time, close it up, make sure that you keep the medication separately because medication errors can happen very easily. So this medication is 1 tablet by mouth 6 times a week. So this one goes Monday through Friday, because those are the days we give it to her. That's her bedtime medicine. And then here is another bedtime medicine. That's one that's at night when she goes to sleep. So this medication runs out on Friday. I cannot pick it up until Friday. So I now know for this coming week, I have to go to my parents and help them on Monday and Friday to make sure that my mom's medications are exactly where they need to be. Then she has some over-the-counter medicines that I just quickly throw in. Some limitations of medication boxes are that you're still relying somewhat on a person's ability to remember whether or not they have taken their medication. The difference is you do have a little bit of a ability to see, because if they truly have forgotten to take their medicine when you come pick up the med box every week to fill, you can see that they have medication still in their med box, which means they have not taken their medication correctly. I used 2 med boxes. I have 1 for week 1, 1 for week 2. The reason I do that is to make sure that I can pick one up on a Sunday. My mom and dad live about 15 minutes from my house, so it's easy for me to go pick it up on a Sunday, and then once a week, usually on a Saturday, I sit and make sure that their medication boxes are set up, and then I take it to them on Sunday, and I bring the other med box home with me, check to see, by shaking it actually, to hear if there are any pills in there. I can tell you that they still make errors, but the errors are significantly less. And so when you're done with that, close your med box. And that is done. So my mom's medication box is correct. I know I have 3 medications I need to refill this week. I need to put them in from Monday through Friday. I mean, from Wednesday through Friday, and then one on Saturday night. So this is how you fill up a med box. So here is my mom and dad's medication all set up for the next week. Like I said, I have a 4-1 and a 2-1 for my dad. Their medications are separated out. I now have 4 different medications that I know I need to get refilled for them to make sure that we stay on track. And very simple, very easy system. The negative drawbacks are if a person really is forgetting, then they can still forget to take their medication using a dispenser that you open and close like this. However, some strategies are you make sure that they don't close them when they're done as a visual reminder. They have to take, 1 day at a time. So there are some limitations, but for right now, for my parents, this technique is working well, but I will continue to monitor it and make decisions and changes. So to sum up today's video, medication errors result in people being hospitalized. And without a strategy in place, as a care partner to a parent with dementia, you might be like me and have been assuming that they're taking their medication correctly, but they're actually not. There are simple and very low-tech solutions, and then there are also some higher-tech solutions. I invite you to look in the show notes below for some higher tech solutions or other options available to help a parent living with dementia manage their medication as safely as possible to prevent medication errors and that land them up in the hospital. So if you liked today's video, I invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and come back for more. And as I always end my videos, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and I will see you in the next video.